I wonder if I need to turn my sound off.
I'm going to give everybody just a few minutes to hop on here. I'm going to mute everyone. I'll be back. Okay, good evening, everyone. Sorry I sound nasally and slightly man-like. I have a cold or something coming on. And just a public service announcement. This is what happens when you wear headbands in the Caribbean. So do not, FYI. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. I have an amazing coach that's gonna hop on with me here in a little bit and share her story. And I'm going to start and share my story as well. I want to actually, we don't usually do this, but I found a video today, excuse me, that I really, really, really liked. And another coach made it. And I just wanted to share it with you guys really fast. It's literally 3 minutes, but it's so good. And I want you to just watch and see what it's about really fast. I'm going to share my screen here. Or my Facebook screen, and I'm gonna play it, okay? So I want you guys to just stop, try to listen, soak in what she says. I just really was like, that is probably the best video I've seen in a long time. So just watch it with me really fast.
Anyone can do what we do. We help people lose weight, feel better, and that's a part of what we do. The part we do it most, though, is the people that we help grow the business. What that means is if they can grow this business from home in time and kind of in their own way, well, tell us to do it, of course. We do it with our own personality. Our people, gosh, this is so much fun. Number 2, I'm making money. Number 3, this is freedom. Number 4, I'm quitting my job. You know, I want my husband to quit his job. I want us to work this full time.
We should have faith.
Should have faith. We should have just said, you know what, let's see what's going to happen instead of just taking whatever was closest. And then he had that job just up until he retired. It was hard time first. Yeah.
Dips my toe in the water.
What we do is so cool because it's your own time. You say what you want to say. You do what you want to do. You call the shots. You make your daily schedule. You make the rules. And we have, of course, trainings we put people through. We have trainings just about every month. We are always looking, of course, for new people to come and do this with us, even if they want a discount. But it's essentially starting with a little bit of investing in yourself to try to make yourself more healthy, more fit.
You asked me if it would be okay. Of course. We said you spend that much time and money in your shopping arena. So the amount of money it took to invest in this was comparable. Probably less.
Actually, probably a little less.
Probably less than that.
Sounded was slightly different, you know, when we signed up. But yeah, he was supportive, and that's all I need. And some people equate that to say, they start by saying something like, I have a wedding I'm going to be in. I know I'm missing weight. Or I'm going on a cruise. Or I'm tired of being tired. I'm like, okay, I got some ideas. And it's stuff that they see anyway, so it's really nothing I have to explain a lot. But here's where the difference comes in is here's the workout, here's your nutrition plan, here's a great shake that we love. Here's where I can help you the most. And then I find out what they want, what workouts they like, what abilities you to get there, what their big, huge motivational factors are. And I just try to help keep them motivated. I don't make the workouts for them. I don't make their meal plan anymore. I did that for 12 years. No, thank you. I'm done. I am the accountability. I'm the big sister. I'm their cheerleader. I'm their pusher if it needs to be. I'm whatever they need, and we function via text, social media, email, phone calls, and I have never had clients have more success with this style than I did when I would see them 4 days a week, or I'd meet them at 5 a.m. in the morning. I loved training because it was with people, but this is so much more rewarding, fun, and I can see 100 people a day. To where before, when I'm going in person, I only got paid when I showed up and when they showed up. I get to really invest in kind of their heart, which is part of our team. Obviously, business should do that. You have to figure out what someone's motivation is. You have to figure out what they will work so hard for. And that comes from having a relationship. Some people come on and they coach, they love it. Some people come on, it's not for me, I'm a fool, we're still friends. Other people are like, this is my bag, this is my bag. And then they go. And we love it. It's so fun. It's so conducive to the family life that we want. It's crazy. I mean, like now it's just crazy living. But it's pretty fun to just work a few hours a day. Okay, cool, that's now we're going to baseball game time, we'll do karate, and I'm gonna go to the store later, see what I can find. You know, it's a great life. But now this is all we get is beach bike now. It's a crazy fun life, seriously. It is so fun.
How fun was that? What a good video. How fun was that? Is it fixed? I think somebody was unmuted. Am I echoing now? Okay. I think I'm good. All right, everybody stay muted. And at the end, if we have any questions or have enough time, then I'll open it up and you can do some Q&A and stuff like that. So, but I love that video. I saw it earlier today, like literally probably an hour ago, and I messaged it to myself and saved it. And I was like, hey, I'm going to play that because that is such a great video, like seriously explaining what we do as coaches and what it means to become a coach and the potential as a coach. So hope you guys enjoyed it. And I can share it in our event too if you want me to, just so you can share with your friends and family and anybody that you think might be interested. But I'll jump in. Thank you again for being on this call tonight. I know a lot of you are busy moms, wives, you know, you work full time. You know, I know how precious your time is and that it's, you know, I don't want to be tied up at night either. So I'll do my best to give you the most information that I can to make the most out of your time. With that being said, this call will cover a lot of information. So again, we'll open it up for questions at the end if you guys feel like talking. If you don't, feel free to private message me or whoever directed you to this call, and we'll be able to answer questions for you. But I am Raina. My name is Raina Odell. I am a elite coach, superstar diamond coach, top 10 coach. Our team, the Luxe Republic, finished number 7 last year out of 450,000 coaches. So we're very, very proud of that. I'll give you a little background on myself, who I am, why I started. My story starts back in 2005 when I met my husband, Brett. We have been married for 9 years, we've been together for 10 years, married for 9 years, together for almost 10 years, or over 10 years. We have 2 daughters, Mackenzie, who's 9, and Ella, who's 8. And I met him straight out of high school, right before I started college. And we got pregnant literally 2 months after we met. So we wasted no time. There's a little girl in the background in one of them, and I feel bad even saying that. So earmuffs to her. Mindy, I'm like, I see your daughter, and I'm like, no, don't do what I did. No, I'm just kidding. But we got married right after that. We got married for the wrong reasons, for family pressure. You know, we have a child, so that's just what you're supposed to do. So we jumped into it pretty quickly. For the first 6 years that we were together, my husband struggled with drug and alcohol abuse. And that later led into a series of affairs with multiple women. As you can imagine, I didn't develop anything. I had no self-esteem. I had no confidence. I was worn down. I literally just felt worthless and like I wasn't good enough. I developed during that time anorexia, I would eat what was called my Cheerio diet. I would eat a cup of Cheerios a day. I worked at a call center, so I would literally pop a handful of Cheerios when I felt hungry or felt a hunger pain. I was just over 100 pounds at that time, and I'm 5'6", so I looked like a skeleton. I had I was just muscle and skin, you know. After about a year of that, I was literally starving, and I developed bulimia. I would binge on just a ton of food, and I would take a double dose of laxatives to kind of clean myself out. I did that literally every single day for about 4 years. I didn't lose weight. I gained weight, which oddly enough made me, you know, want to do it even more and start that vicious cycle. I really, what was the worst is I hated what I was doing to my daughters. I hated, you know, having them witness that, and I didn't want them to think that that was the way they should treat their body or how to lose weight or a way to, you know, just be healthy. It wasn't the right thing to do. So after about 6 years of anorexia, bulimia, my husband, his addictions, and many affairs, I filed for divorce and I moved out. I had officially hit a rock bottom in my life, and I had just had enough. I had probably left Brett, my husband, about 495 times, but this time he knew I was serious. I had no interest in fixing our relationship, completely checked out. So at that time, after losing everything, Brett hit a rock bottom, and he returned to church. I was very, very hesitant. I thought that was, you know, I kind of laughed and made fun of him in a way because I thought, you know, why now? Like, who are you doing this now? You know, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe that he was making the changes he should have been making. And so that month, he rededicated his life to Christ, and I was quickly proven wrong. I went to his baptism after he asked me to go to his baptism to bring our daughters, and I went. And the moment he hit the water, it was like God took away everything. Every pain that I had, every scar I had, every memory, every fear, every doubt in my mind that our relationship was, you know, on the rocks or not going to work out was gone in an instant. And I still feel like a crazy person saying that out loud because only God can do that, right? I get messages all the time asking, you know, how did you overcome this? And how did you guys fix this? And I say, God, that's it. My family was restored instantly. Like, we went on a little mini vacation after that, and that was the best vacation we had ever had. And we have been like this since that day. So I was at that point excited for this, you know, new chapter in my life. I had everything that I wanted. You know, I had a happy marriage, awesome kids. But I looked down and I was stuck with this body that I had abused for 6 years. In November 2012, I decided that I wanted to make a change. I joined a gym. I started taking pump classes in the gym. I'm going to mute somebody again, sorry. Started eating healthier, reading and researching anything I could that had anything to do with health and fitness, just because it quickly became a passion. I wanted more of it. I loved how I was feeling, and I just wanted more. So, in April 2013, so I did it on my own until April 2013. I found my coach Leslie through a website called MyFitnessPal. It's like where you can track your food and things like that. I messaged her about Shakeology because I honestly just wanted a sample. Everybody was talking about it on social media, so I wanted to try it. And she told me about Shakeology, told me about what she did as a coach, started asking questions about me, and we chatted for a long time one night, and I actually even listened to a webinar similar to this. I listened to a recording, and I wanted in. I was sold. I wanted to help people. I wanted to help people that felt stuck, people that felt like they were in a rut. You know, everyone that was unhappy with their body like I used to be. So I signed up after begging my husband to let me sign up. I signed up with P90X and Shakeology and signed up as a coach. So I'd never used the products before. At that point, I had never tried Shakeology, never tried P90X, never tried a Beachbody workout at all. And I remember thinking, you know, how can I sell something or promote something that I've never used? But at that point, I was told it didn't matter. It was just about my journey. So I jumped in. So I had a great transformation with P90X. I mean, I went from 30% body fat. I think with P90X, I got down to 14% body fat. I lost like 14 inches total with that program. It was insane. Like, literally my husband was like, what's happening in our living room? Like, as he's popping Oreos, on the couch watching me work out, I'm like having this transformation. So he quickly joined in, and again, was not my biggest supporter in the beginning. He was completely skeptical and hesitant until I proved him wrong, and I just stayed consistent with it. He would literally put down the cookies and then, joined me. He would start with P90X, and then we did Body Beast, and he is now completely obsessed with lifting, and has had his own transformation. So it's done wonders for us physically. As all husbands would be, Brett was even more excited about the extra income. Husbands are like, okay, let's pay a bill now with your P90X, right? So I have always worked from the age of 15. I've always had a job, and I've had ridiculous hours. I've been a waitress. I think we've all probably been a waitress, but I've been a waitress too many times to count. I worked in call centers for phone companies during my anorexia days. I drew blood on babies as a phlebotomist. Hi, Christy. You're right on my page. I worked with Christy. I've done a lot. When my husband and I renewed our vows, we decided that the next step for us as a family was for me to be a stay-at-home mom. I'd never been a stay-at-home mom, and I literally remember printing off a sheet of benefits of me being a stay-at-home mom and like presenting it to him. It was ridiculous, but I still remember doing that to this day. Because, after getting paid at the hospital and paying daycare, gas, lunch money, all those kinds of things, I was making next to nothing. So we just didn't see the benefit of me stressing about it and having to go to work. So this did cause, a lot of cutbacks. We were now a one-income family. We weren't in a great place for us financially. Brett has always made a good income, but because of his addictions, we always spent a lot of money. So we decided, when I started with P90X and everything like that, I had to beg him, right? And I told him, okay, if you can I just want this chunk of money, right, to put towards this challenge pack, and I promise you I will pay you everything back with everything I earn. And he was like, okay. And I was thinking to myself, crap, my first month's paycheck is going to go directly to Brett, right? But I was wrong. My first week, I made more than I had invested. My first month, we made $800 in my first month as a coach. And we made $4,000 in my first 90 days. So my husband at that point was like, what can I get you? Do you need a glass of water? Like, how can I help? Because obviously he's all in at this point. So the income I can talk about forever, but it's gone from, inspiring to uncomfortable because the potential in this business is just insane. I just want to put that out there. I'll fast forward a little bit and just kind of give you some things that have happened to us recently. About a year into coaching, it was May 2014. 1 year into coaching, we were able to retire my husband from his job. He was in global sales for a company in Kansas City, earning over 6 figures, and he hated his job. And this was after getting into the financial, aspect of Beachbody, that turned into my why. I was wanting to bring him home from work because he just hated it. So we sat down one day, made a goal, and 3 months later, we retired him. My why changed after that. We traveled to California not long after, about 5 months after, I think, and fell in love. I begged Brett to go with me just to check it out and look because I wanted him to fall in love with it also. So we road tripped after an annual Beachbody event in Vegas. And we road tripped up the coast of California, and he literally fell in love with it. We stumbled in this little city called Encinitas and had food in a little crappy motel and just loved the area. The beach, it was just a quiet little surf town. So I looked at him, I smiled, and I immediately posted on Facebook, because that makes things real, that I was going to relocate my family to California in a year. I knew at that point that I had to double or even triple, more like triple what I was making at that point. But again, I knew the potential in this business and that I could make it happen. So we fast forwarded. I'm so sorry. And in August of 2015, so a year later, we did it. We relocated to California, and the beach is right there, and we're in Encinitas, California. So I don't say any of this to brag. Not at all. I don't want you to think that I'm bragging, but only to share with you the potential. I'm a girl from Hermitage, Missouri. I don't know if any of you know where that is. Maybe not. Probably not, but it's a population of like 450 people. I see like 2 people raising their hands. But I had nothing special about me at that point that would make me successful in this business. I literally had no training, no skills, no fitness training, nothing. But I had a why and a drive, and I was able to see the potential in this business very early on. Part of working at home, right? And being home with your babies. So that's me in a nutshell. I am going to introduce my coach, Addie, who is just doing amazing. And I'm so excited that she said yes to be my guest on this call today. Addie is just doing an amazing job in this business and is also a mom and is home with her babies and also earning income as a Beachbody coach. So it's pretty inspiring to hear that. I'm going to unmute you, and I will mute myself, and I'm gonna let you take over.
Okay, cool. Can you hear me okay? I'm good? Okay. So I am kind of like Raina, but not really. I have 4 kids. I have 3 girls who are 9, 7, and 5, and then I have a 2-year-old son who is a crazy monster. We live in the middle of a cornfield, like literally in the middle of a cornfield. So my husband is a farmer, and he's also a crop insurance agent, and we're both like Raina in the sense that we're both workers. We've always had crazy jobs. He's either been on a farm or he worked retail for several years. I worked retail, so we've always had weird hours. We've always had multiple jobs before we had kids. I was not one to sit at home. I would have 2 or 3 jobs just to like have something to do. And we're kind of spenders. We like to shop and do fun stuff. So we always want to work and have the ability to do those things. So yeah, we kind of have a little bit of a unique life because we do live in the middle of nowhere, and we don't have access to a lot of the conveniences. We live 30 miles from groceries, and we live 20 miles from a gas station. So at-home workouts are totally my jam for that reason. The gym is not an option for me. My history, I was always kind of a chubby kid. Like, I was never morbidly obese or huge, but I really like food a lot. And so I just never really held back. I did what I wanted to do, and we would go out to eat and do fun stuff. And it's just always been something that I struggled with. And I've tried different stuff. Like, I did different weight loss things and tried to do it on my own. And I'd do things with a buddy, and that would work for a while, but I would always get stuck, or I would get starving, or, it would never stick with me. So I was the kid that was never active growing up. I liked to read. I did not like to run the mile in grade school or do presidential fitness tests. That was so not me. I was not a sports girl. So kind of all of this health and fitness coach stuff is not necessarily in my nature box. Like, it's not something that my mom would have ever predicted that I would do. I lost weight before I had my first baby. I did Weight Watchers and got to the smallest I'd ever been and was so excited and proud, and I had a baby, and we all know what happens in that situation. I was not small and excited and proud when that was over. But I got that back down, and then I had another baby, and I really liked chips the second time around. So that didn't work out so well for me. And it kind of just escalated. It kind of creeped up. And between my youngest daughter and my son, I actually had a miscarriage. And it was one of those things that my brain knew all of those practical things about losing a baby. My brain knew that there was a reason and that it was meant to happen and all of those things that you tell yourself, but my heart did not know those things. And it kicked my butt. Like, I didn't realize at the time how much it kicked my butt, but it did. And when I got pregnant with my son, it was like one worry after another. It was all the time, constant. I didn't sleep, and I ate to make up for the worry and kept myself busy, like doing stuff around the house, because if I stopped, then I was going to worry about, was my pregnancy okay, and is my son okay, and are my kids okay, and am I throwing too much trash away, and just all of those things that we moms lay awake in the middle of the night and think about. And I thought I was cool. I thought I had myself under control. But after I had my son, it just kept getting worse until a friend of mine said, hey, dude, something is not right with you. And I actually got on medication for all of my anxieties, and it really helped. And I started taking control of that post-baby weight on my own, and that started helping, but I got stuck again. So a friend of mine introduced me to a coach, and I actually joined a challenge group when my son was about 6 months old, 7 months old. But to be really honest, she introduced Beachbody to me in a way I'd never heard of before. I'd actually done P90X several times in the past as a way to lose weight, but I'd never done it with a coach. I didn't even know there was such a thing. I had heard about coaches, but I thought they were like people that got selected, like from the infomercials. I thought that like those were really awesome people that got chosen to represent Beachbody. So I had no idea that this whole thing was even an option. And so when she started talking to me about working out in Shakeology, I was like, no, I'm really cool. I really just want P90X3, please. I know it's the 30-minute version of P90X. Let's just do this. And my husband is actually the one that said, hey, if you get a better deal on the package, just get the package and move on. Do it for a month. Who cares? Me, being the mom, I was totally hung up on the expense. And I was like, well, and he said, no, just do it. Do it for a month. No big deal. So I joined this group, and so supportive.
Had enough time to pay attention.
Awesome at the time. And I lost like 10 pounds in the first month. And my husband was like, why don't you keep doing this Shakeology at least through the end of your P90X3? He's like, you're having some luck with this, so why don't you keep doing that? So I actually, at that point, signed up to be a discount coach because, again, I was hung up on the money, and I was not going to spend any more than I had to. I was actually so stingy with my Shakeology because it was so expensive in my eyes at the time that I would not drink it on rest days because I was like, well, I didn't earn that. Like, I had to work out to drink my Shakeology, and if I could make it last an extra week, I was gonna. So I did this, signed up as a discount coach, and I told him I would stick with it just through P90X3. And I think I lost 10 pounds, but like, I was like Raina, I lost like 12 or 14 inches and like 2 pant sizes. I mean, it was like a really big deal. And more than anything, I accomplished something. Like, I took that 30 minutes every morning and I pushed play every day. I took it with me to my mom's when we went to a wedding, and I did it and I finished it, and I got a t-shirt and I was on a roll. Like, when I signed up to be a discount coach, I got PIO and I went bang, bang, bang right into the next one. And I think I needed that more than the weight loss. I think I needed to feel that sense of accomplishment and finishing a program and taking that time for myself and feeling good about it. And I mean, it changed my life. Doing that was huge. But my coach at the time was really supportive, and I would talk to her about my transformation and about what I was doing, and she'd help me troubleshoot things. And she just kept bringing up coaching, and I was like, no, that's not my thing. I like this discount. I don't want to do something else. I was already at home with my kids. I'd been home with them since my oldest was 1. I really liked my life. I didn't really want to have to work that hard. It wasn't something that was even on my radar. And the more I got into it and the more I had a transformation, by the time I finished PIO right around Christmas after I'd started in July. And I sent her my total results from both programs, and she was like, please, you would be so awesome. Please do this. And so I sat down and I talked to Jocelyn again, and he was like, well, if you want to, what are you out? You're already paying for everything. He's like, you might as well try it. What are you going to do? Nothing? Then that's the same place you're already in. And I was like, okay, but really, truthfully, my fears were putting myself out there. When I started doing this, working out and drinking Shakeology, I didn't even tell my mom that I did it. So my fears and hangups were putting myself out there. So he was supportive, and he proofread every post I made, and he helped me figure out how I was going to do it. And I was just like, fine, if I can cover part of my Shakeology, you know, that was my big hang up. If I can cover my Shakeology, then I'll be set. And the first month I paid for his Shakeology and my Shakeology. And after that, I've just never stopped. It just took off, and I've never lost momentum. I just keep talking to people, and I just keep moving forward, and it's just been amazing. And I have loved the transformation in myself physically, but the part that I love the most is the transformation that I see in other people. I had no idea that I was missing out on these pieces of me, that working out could really truly be therapy, that it totally got me off my anxiety medication. So that's all gone. That's better. That I needed to talk to grownups. Like, you know, you think you're a stay-at-home mom and you've got this great life and you're with your kids and you miss all the snuggles and you're doing all of these wonderful things, reading books and puzzles, but grownups are important too. Man, I missed that. And even just getting to chat with them on Facebook a couple of times a day has made such an impact on me. I can't even imagine, you know, not having that now. I have made so many friends with coaching and in my challenge groups. Like, those ladies rock my socks off every day. And I talk to someone on my coach team every day. And I know I keep talking about my coach. My coach actually left the business. I think I'd been a coach 4 or 5 months, and Raina adopted me. And I was so nervous because she's Raina, and I was like, ah! But now she's Raina, and I just love her, and I talk to her all the time. And she has totally just treated me like I was her own, and it couldn't be any better. So I mean, this wasn't something that I was looking for. It wasn't something that I thought I needed or that I even knew that I wanted. But it has completed so many areas of my life to make me happier and stronger and a better mom. And my kids know that if I'm on my phone, that I'm doing Beachbody stuff. And my oldest daughter loves size, and they talk about healthy foods. And I don't want to act like my mom did something wrong, because she absolutely didn't. But I just love that they're getting this picture of healthy life now, that all of these things will hopefully be habits, so that, you know, part of having girls is stressful enough without having, you know, if I can make these habits now, then maybe they won't be goofy like I was later. So I don't know. It's just been such a blessing for me as far as the things that I've shown my kids and the people that I've met and the life that it's given me from that regard. So I work, a lot of people ask me that, when do I fit this in? Because I have 4 kids and I'm a farm wife and I run around like a crazy person. I work during nap time. My youngest still takes a nap, and I send my 5-year-old upstairs, and sleeping is optional, but she goes upstairs, and I work from about 2 to 4 every afternoon. And then I hop back on after they're in bed. And if Jocelyn's gone, if he's around, I don't. And if he is, then I do. And I just make it work. I manage my time and I make it work. Some days I'm a crappy mom and some days I'm a good mom, but I think that that's how that rolls either way. So.
I love it. I love that you shared your actual hours and when you work, because we do hear that so often. They're like, your mom, or you work outside the home, or, you know, how do you fit this in? And really, honestly, if you can fit in an hour or 2 a day, like, you're golden, right? And then especially in the beginning, and then you can build up, and, you know, the more freedom you have, the more you can work. So I think that's awesome. And I just want to kudos to your hubby for supporting you, because I know a lot of us don't have that, especially in the beginning, and it can be very, very discouraging. I know coaches who were coaches with me who still don't have unsupportive husbands, and it's pretty sad. But, you know, I think the biggest thing, especially for Brett and I, how he was so, you know, reserved in the beginning, is just proving him wrong, digging in and knowing in your mind that you're going to do this and you're going to make it work and you're going to show him, you know. And then once you do, I mean, husbands won't deny the income, ladies. They won't deny it. Thank you, Addie, for sharing. I appreciate you. And I'm so glad that I just Raina adopted you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to mute you really fast. Oh, There, okay. So I'll kind of dig back in. Now that you've heard from both of us, I'm gonna kind of explain how we work and how we got there, okay? I have to say this because, because the Beachbody doesn't guarantee any level of success or income. We have to say that, right? Why? Because a lot of people jump into this and think, I'm gonna become rich and it's just a get rich quick thing, and it's not. It's absolutely not. Your success is completely dependent upon how hard you work and the effort that you put in. So know that, okay? First thing we determined when you join us is what kind of coach you are. Now, you can be a hobby coach, you can be a discount coach like Addie was, or you can be an all-in coach. Discount coaches, same thing. You're using the discounts, you're still technically a coach, but you're not really actively working the business very much and not pushing it, and you're just kind of taking it slow. You can be a business builder like I was, and we can dive in. Business builders are usually ready to make changes in their life and are really, really ready to do whatever it takes. You still get the discount, so it's a win-win. So number one, first thing I'm going to cover is what is a coach and how do we help people? So we as coaches set people up with our at-home workout programs. We are the #1 at-home fitness company. P90X, Insanity, Size. We have a ton of workout programs now. We're actually looking for more trainers to make more workouts. So it's going to get crazy. We have meal plans, our staple product, which is Shakeology. It's basically our job to walk the walk and focus on our own journey, all while helping others get started on theirs, right? So we take advantage of social media in that way, and we really focus on sharing versus selling. I will not name names, but there are other companies out there that are like product, right? We don't do that. You'll probably get a message from me saying, why did you post that if you do something like that? So we just want you to share your journey, and that's it. It's not about coaching someone. It's about having the knowledge to make their body change. It's about the accountability and really just being willing to start right alongside your challenger. I think, being in those challenge groups really helps you grow as a person and helps you build that relationship with the other people too. So a coach is not a fitness expert. We're not a nutritionist. We're not personal trainers. We're none of that. We are cheerleaders and motivators. And when we help people join us, we use a Facebook group to create a group, which are called our challenge groups. And again, it's just a way to, keep everybody in one spot who are ready to start their journey with us. Helps us build up trust with them, help hold them accountable, different things like that. So that's the gist of it. Number two, I want to touch on social media. Okay, because like Addie, I'm glad she shared where she came from. Like me, I come from a small town. Addie probably comes from an even smaller town. So we hear a lot like, I don't know anybody, or I'm in a small town, I can't make this work. Yes, you can. Okay, I am from a super small town. I knew a handful of people that even worked out when I started, if that. So don't think that you can't start this business and become successful because of that. What sets us apart from other companies is the fact that we focus so much on sharing our own journeys. Again, we post daily. Sometimes that's an adjustment for people, but it's worth it. And no, you're not going to annoy all of your entire friends list, and they're not all going to delete you and not talk to you ever again. Okay? By sharing your journey, you're immediately building trust with those people. And it's like, with your favorite restaurant or your favorite makeup or movie, you talk about it and people are going to show interest and ask questions. Okay? Walk the walk. That's your focus as a coach. We also focus a lot on expanding our network as coaches, so adding people from high school, friends of friends, people with similar interests. You're trained on exactly how to do this, so don't let the thought of that intimidate you, but always growing. That's kind of what we have to do, is just always be growing. I see questions. I'm going to come back to it, and I'm going to answer that one at the end because that's a good one too. Another thing I want to add really fast is that we want you to be the best you possible. So our company really, really, really focuses a lot on personal development. We want you to be not just physically in shape, but mentally in shape, at the end of this journey, right? So you will have objections, you have doubters, you have hesitations. We ask that you make personal development a must. Just like working out, just like drinking your Shakeology, you have to be the best you possible, okay? When you're feeling good mentally, you'll breathe that and cause others to feel good. And you can't coach or expect people to be motivated by you if you're a Debbie Downer. So number 3, how do we earn money as coaches? We have a lot of different ways to earn money actually, but I'm gonna just touch on a few that are the main ones. Again, Beachbody doesn't guarantee any level of success or income. So don't, think that you can sign up as a coach and make $500 tomorrow. You technically could, if you did, you could, but it's not going to fall in your lap, right? We've got to work for it. So your first goal as a coach is, as an active coach, as a business builder, remember that you can take this slow or jump in, is to help 3 people get started in their journey. 3 people will pay for your upfront investment and the cost of Shakeology plus some. Okay, that was my first goal, and it should be yours, and that's the goal that I share with every one of my new coaches. Okay, 3 people that you sign up can be coaches or not. Even if they just want it for the discount, we earn 25% commissions as coaches for setting people up with our challenge packs, and those are our workout and Shakeology combo packages. Okay, it's about $40 to $100 depending on the package that they get. And we do have different rank tiers as coaches, just like every company, every network marketing company. So your second goal is to grow a team, if you decide to do so. When you sign coaches underneath you, your income potential skyrockets. Okay, that is really how Brett and I have built such a steady, solid income. Your second way, which is what I just talked about, your second way is what's called Team Cycle Bonus. So when a member of your team starts their own journey, their own groups, their own customers, you earn a bonus based off of that volume. And this, again, is where your real residual income comes from. I know it sounds kind of confusing, and we do have training that covers all of this, I promise, but I just want to put it out there and let you know that it's a possibility. Last thing I want to cover is how you enroll, okay? You'll sign up with the person that referred you to this call, and they'll provide you a link, okay? You have a few options that you can discuss, but the one I'll cover is the one I recommend, and it's the only one I tell people about because it's the best value for me. So we start all of our coaches off with access to over 15 of our workout programs, plus meal plans, along with a 30-day supply of Shakeology, and then you get 1 physical copy of a workout, okay? They start at $140 and go up is the package total. It's $15 a month to coach. That isn't billed until your second month as a coach. So, and that covers your 3 websites, advertising that Beachbody does, which we literally spend millions on advertising. We do team ride challenge groups. We have one going now for 22-minute hardcore, and we encourage new coaches to add their people into it, so don't feel like you're jumping in and just, being thrown to the wind and expected to know what to do. We do walk you through all of this. So you are, again, joining the number 7 team in the company, so you're in good hands. I want you to know that we have some of the best training and the best coaches, as an unbiased opinion, I can say that, out there. So now that, I know you need to hop off. I know some of you might have questions, so don't feel like you have to stay on. But I'm going to open it up just for a few minutes, probably, maybe for 5 or 10 minutes, if anyone has any questions or anything like that they want to ask about the business or personal, whatever you want to do. Okay, so Stephanie has a question. She said, what if you were in an area that's saturated with coaches? How do you stand apart? Good question, because that's, the polar opposite of what we hear a lot is there's so many coaches and I have no one. So I think that a lot of people think that they might have a saturated area, but they really don't, okay? Out of 450,000 coaches, about 100,000 are actually active, okay? Out of those 100,000, we have 300 elite coaches. I think that's the correct number. Somebody might tell me, 300 elite coaches, which means, that they're actually probably working the business a little bit more. We have, I would say out of those 100,000, probably 10,000 in the United States and Canada are actually working the business. So you might say, at the grocery store, you meet somebody and they're like, oh, I'm a coach too, but they're probably not doing anything, honestly, okay? Not just that, but you, by sharing your story and sharing your journey, you're going to be able to connect with people that your neighbor isn't going to be able to, okay? You have a specific story to share, just like I do, just like Addie does, and there are going to be people who are attracted to Addie more than they are me because they connect with her story more. So that's how you stand out. You are real and you're vulnerable and you share your journey every single day, and you will have people come to you because you will motivate them. Does that help? Okay. Thumbs up. Anybody else have any questions? You can type it in the chat box or unmute yourself. Okay. All right. This is a really good question because I actually have a special guest to my left. Okay. Terry says, I am 54 and I may not be able to do some of the workouts. From what I see, the majority of people are younger. Do you have some that are older? Cue my mother-in-law.
Hello. I'm 53. I've been doing this for 3 years, and I went from 184 pounds down to 144.
She steals my clothes now.
Yeah, yay! And I've been coaching for it a year and a half, and I love it, and I'm doing great coaching, says Raina, and I've had a lot of fun. But my demographic is coaches my age. And so I attract what I put out there, and I love that because we're at a whole different ballgame in our age. We're at a crossroads like, what are we going to choose? Are we going to choose to go into our older age being healthy or overweight and tired and not living life like we want to? As far as doing the workouts, when I first started, I couldn't do them. I had to modify with all of them because every workout has a modifier. I followed that, and I just kept with it. Every day I just did it consistently, and I'm rocking them now.
She's rocking it. She
up with
lifts
her.
weights and all this stuff now.
So, and you know, there's not that many coaches our age.
No.
So there's a huge audience out there for us, and I'm loving it. So
Yeah.
hope that
Yeah,
helps.
and I remember telling her when she first started, because she had the same hesitation, but once she started and jumped in and started talking to people, they were following me and saying, I'm so glad you started this. I didn't feel comfortable messaging Raina because she's a young bird or whatever they would call me, you know what I mean? And they just felt more comfortable with Danelle. So you guys, again, have this demographic specific to you that not a lot of coaches are able to touch because we're young, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And I even have coaches that are my age that are struggling with diabetes or struggling more with high cholesterol or high blood pressure, like some of the younger coaches don't struggle with yet, and hopefully you won't. So we're able to help people in that arena too. So when you have people tell you that they're going off their blood pressure medication or their diabetes medication, that's pretty powerful stuff. So that's very joyful. So
Yeah.
hope that helped.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, that answered the diabetes question, I hope. And then another person said, I'm a certified personal trainer and I love the gym. Is it a good idea for me to sign up even if I don't do a Beachbody program for my everyday routine? I love to lift heavy at the gym. I have 2 kiddos, so working at home definitely rocks too, but I prefer the gym, yay or nay, because now I see that a lot of my video posts would be me at the gym. It's okay to go to the gym. Hold on, I'm dying for a second. Yeah. Okay, so a couple things. We have a lot of programs that you are able to take to the gym. Body Beast is just lifting, just a lifting program. So we literally have sheets that you're able to print out and take. So you can do Body Beast at the gym. They also have an app that you can use and follow on your phone. We also have Beachbody on Demand now. So you can go to the gym, maybe try hammer and chisel, which is a lot of lifting, but also incorporates HIIT type training. So both, again, you can take any of it to the gym and do any of that. But a lot of the times we have people who are trainers that sign up as coaches, and what they do is incorporate that into their business. So maybe they do it on the days, you know, on their rest days, maybe do PIO or some yoga or something like that. And then you're able to, you know, as people are signing up with you and getting sessions with you, you're able to give them an alternative and an addition, you know, to do when they're not with you, setting them up with a Beachbody challenge pack and saying, okay, on the days that you're not with me in the gym, you can do this workout at home on XYZ days or whatever. Does that make sense? I have a really good, I don't even know if she's on the call, Jen. Might not be on the call, but a coach of mine, Jen, yeah, she's on. Do you want to talk about that, Jen? I just saw you unmute yourself.
Yeah, I did. I unmuted and then my son just kind of woke up. But can you repeat what you just said?
Basically, never mind.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. Well, she was just asking about doing the workouts at the gym, and I was kind of sharing how you guys kind of incorporated it at the gym also.
Yeah, definitely. Hang on. Keegan, grab Atlas, please.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, so that's okay. We definitely incorporate it into our gym because a lot of people, you know, our clients especially, they come and see us 2 or 3 days a week for training, maybe 1 day a week. And then we either tell them what to do on the other days or write them a workout. So we might as well just incorporate a Beachbody workout to give them so they can have something to follow and be more accountable to. And it's helped our clients tremendously. They feel more comfortable doing those workouts, and having something to follow. Also with the meal planning, I don't have to write meal plans out anymore because 21 Day Fix is so awesome with the containers or hammer and chisel, whatever plan they need. We can modify that for them as needed too. So all around, it's not as time consuming, and it's making us money too on our back end to help with people.
Yep. I agree. Thank you, Jen.
Yeah, sorry about that.
You're fine. Let me mute her. Okay. Oh, I muted her. Okay, so I hope that helps. But again, it's just and you have to kind of remember too, as a coach, we're not targeting personal trainers necessarily or fitness experts, right? We're targeting normal people who don't feel comfortable going to the gym or can't go to the gym or can't afford it. This is just an alternate route for them. You know what I mean? Hopefully that helps. Got lots of experts on this call. This is fun. Okay. Mindy said, my husband has decided to do coaching with me. What advice could you give us? Fun.
Rock on.
Yes. Congratulations. I see you guys. Look at you in the middle. So cute.
Couple in the middle. All right. Way to go, hubby.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So first, I would say, okay, so one thing Brett and I have done from the beginning is really, we kind of decided that this sounds so weird to say, but I was going to be the face. So I was going to run social media, right? I was going to make the posts and do all the things that guys, aren't that great at, right? In the background though, Brett is like working his little heart out, right? He's talking to people on our team and incorporating, Beachbody into his daily life and, talking with the men in our team. He has a dudes group, it's called Dudes Group, where he brings on the men in our team and they have just a private group where it's just guy stuff. And they do Zooms like this. And the husbands of spouses are in it too. Oops. So that really helps. Oh my gosh, hold on. Okay, I almost canceled this out. So he does a lot of stuff behind the scenes. I will say that he is getting very good also at laundry and dishes though. So don't feel like you can't help out with laundry and dishes because that's he won't do it. Is that a no, you're not doing it? Well then, I just say, good luck, sir. No, I'm just kidding. It can be really fun. It's a really fun business to tag team, and there's a lot of people who do it together. Kari and Colby are on our team, and they do a lot together, running, men and women groups and things like that. So just be patient with one another and show up every single day is all the advice I would give. Yeah, and have fun. It's a fun business to get into. I remember when we retired Brett, people were like, you guys are going to get so annoyed with each other. And we haven't at all. Like our marriage has become 10 times stronger now that we work together every single day. So it's pretty rewarding. Okay. How was starting working out as an older person? Old lady things?
Yeah, that's right.
No,
The old lady. Like I said, it was hard at first because I had to follow the modifier and I was so out of shape. But I'm telling you, I just stayed consistent and I just did it every day. I never stopped. I did a lot of fist pounding on the floor. I did a lot of crying and I did a lot of praying, but I just stayed with it and stayed persistent. And every day I got stronger and stronger and stronger. And like I said, I'm 3.5 years into it and I'm 53 and I am in the best shape of my life. I'm better than when I was at 25. So I love it.
Yeah.
Feel so much better.
So stick to it. That's the thing. You're not going to be, just even me, I couldn't do everything in P90X when I first started. We have to kind of modify and work up into it. And there's still workouts that exhaust me and I'm like, whatever, I can't do that move. Like that's not going to happen today. And, we all get frustrated and exhausted, but we just have to push through and keep going. And that's part of our journey. So Nell, you're so inspiring. I just love you, says Kari.
Oh, tell Kari I love her too.
I'll take a couple more questions. Sorry. My husband is out on the road a lot. He stays in hotels all the time. Most of the hotels don't have kitchens. Are there any meal plans friendly to traveling a lot? I would most likely be traveling with him in the summer while our kids are not in school. I think that it's max 30, and you can probably find this, if you get a different program, you can probably find it online. But I was in the max 30 test group. It was an Insanity Shaun T workout, and they had a restaurant guide in that workout. And I don't know if you know me, but we eat out all the time, and you can eat healthy when eating out. I will encourage you to do your best to, cook when you are home and pack snacks and things like that. But it is possible, and a lot of our programs have, alternatives and things like that you can go. You can go to any restaurant and get meats and veggies and potatoes.
It can be
or
done.
sweet potato.
You can go to salad bar at grocery stores
There
too.
you go.
It can be done.
Yeah, so it can be done. You just have to be willing to do it. It will be hard, but you have to be willing. And one more person said, so can I tag team with my best friend and make our incomes together, or are we compensated and credited separately? You are compensated separately. You can tag team. I would assume it would be just like a husband and wife business. So you have, like myself, I build my business and I also build my husband's business. It goes to the same paycheck. But if you guys are doing it together and you're like, okay, she needs a coach, now I need a coach, now I need one to alternate. However you want to work it out. We have what are called success partners in this business. And success partners are coaches together, not necessarily on the same team, not necessarily the same family, but they're just coaches who pair up and just bounce ideas off of each other and run groups together, and kind of your, that rock and that person you need to complain to and that person you need help from and that kind of thing. So you can definitely be success partners and work the business like that, but you would have two different accounts compensated separately. One more question, because it's a good one and other people might want to know it. You can go if you need to. I'm sorry for keeping you. Are the majority of your clients that you meet in person, or does the company assign you clients at all? Most, I would say 95% of my clients are all through social media. When you put me in front of a crowd, I'm like this, like, please don't talk to me. Like, I'm not very good face to face. So luckily that's not, you don't have to depend on that in this business. So most of my business is ran through social media and adding people as friends and building relationships and talking to new people. The company does assign you clients when you hit what is called Success Club in this business. So when you sign 3 people up in your first month as a new coach, that's Success Club. You get customer leads, which are people who sign up through the infomercial or online and they don't have a coach they're necessarily working with. Those customer leads get assigned to people who hit Success Club and are Emerald rank and above. So that's kind of cool. I think I posted on our team page last month, they had 28 customer leads. So they can really, really add up if you're hitting Success Club, which is pretty cool. 21, I don't remember, something like that. So yeah. Any other questions before I let you guys go? No? Last call? All right, well, I appreciate you guys hopping on. I hope you had something, some kind of takeaway from this. I can't wait to see a lot of you on our team page. Feel free to stop by and say hi. Addie, thank you again for this. I appreciate you and I love you. And everybody have a good night. I'll talk to you later. Bye.